All rise, the podcast is now in session. Let's get started. All right. Dun, 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 dun. All right, Sunday,
Episode 6, man.
episode 6.
I wonder if like when I was seeing that, I was like, man, six episodes is crazy, man. Consistency is good. Hope hope the people love this.
Yeah, well, we've been getting some suggestions and tips and whatnots over the last couple of weeks. So, you know,
Being a content creator and a podcast host is not it's not beans. The amount of energy it takes to just try to make sure every week you keep going, even though you're already excited for it, and then everything just comes up and it's like, you know what, I'm just going to make sure this one is always done this
yeah.
week. So
I'll say the good thing, especially in the kind of podcast you're doing, is the content is being created for us.
no, like there's a lot that's happening. There's
Yeah.
a lot that's happening. I slept most of yesterday and it looked like the whole world went upside down. Like there's even a lot that happened. I forgot that I went for the Build Canada like debate with like the PBO and an economist that used to be in the government but used to work in different governments. I forgot about that. I forgot about Pierre's speech. I forgot about a lot of things. Like in
Yeah.
1 week, Canada politics is buzzing.
Yeah. And with all the buzz, all it takes is one day of some action in the Middle East for.
Do you know what my conspiracy theory is? And I'm pretty sure people may or may not cancel or celebrate me for this. Oh yeah, you can hear me clearly. Like I feel like I hear myself so loud, which is where I'm trying. But anyways, my conspiracy theory for this is there was something about to drop, or there was a lot of like
Something that has already dropped, maybe.
maybe things that have already dropped, or just like something heavier just coming that
This is gonna help.
this is just gonna help
dampen.
cover. And this, like, I don't know, man. I never trust what's going on in politics because it doesn't make sense to just go from 0 to 1,000. This is like 0 to 1 million. Like,
I guess there was too much talk about Epstein.
yeah, maybe like what they've exhausted it. They've done a lot of things. There are a lot of people in Canada, worldwide politics that are getting like arrested here and there. But it just felt like there was something that you needed a big story to just
To cover.
cover, because I forgot that Pierre even had a really good speech.
Yeah, Pierre did have a good speech, made some good points.
Made some good points. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, see my guy Pierre. Like, I'm sorry that you have to do a speech on a weekend that
Yeah.
everybody has forgotten that you gave a speech. Man.
Yeah, right
Because
now.
Mark had a good speech and had a whole month. Everybody was New World Order, New World Order, Davos. Pierre just comes and give a very good economic response that I think is on par with what Makani said. And next thing is like, yeah, Iran.
Yeah, too bad. Sucks to be Pierre right now. But I mean, it's just kind of like I don't know. The Iranian people, I hope they can speak out to say if they're happy, if they're not happy. Like, I don't know. Like,
I actually don't know if like it's a good thing or a bad, because over here like there was news that showed a few of them celebrating like
Yeah.
in Ontario, Toronto, some parts of Ottawa, and so on and so forth. Over there you see like news of people literally having to hold the ayatollahs and the presidents and just like sort of weeping. I don't know if it's forced.
some of the mourning that we saw, they were not in Iran. So in
Oh.
Syria, in Jakarta, in Pakistan, there were people mourning for the Ayatollah, and I'm sure there are people in Iran too who are mourning for them. But I think, for at least from what the news media is reporting, there's a general feeling of relief. I mean, 47 years is a long time to be under.
To be honest, apparently a theocratic leader is what.
That's how they describe him. Yeah, that's that's one way to describe what he did to his people. But
Yeah, like, well, yeah, you're right. We should um figure out like what this means for the people that are affected. I'm sure like there are a lot of civilians that probably have the casualties, because this was
Yeah,
done, like you're
yeah.
saying, what, broad daylight.
Broad daylight. Yeah, you wake up, you're having breakfast. Next thing you know, some couple hundred bombs are dropping all around the country. And for a country that has almost 100 million people, I think.
Because it's really dense. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty dense. Definitely a lot of civilian casualties for sure. With that situation.
one thing I noticed with Macaroni's, I don't know if you saw
His
Macaroni's,
response.
like, so my, is there something in the water in government that when you get there, you have to just say the same response across the board?
What is it? You how did it? There's the popular saying, you campaign in poetry and you govern in prose, or vice versa. I forget what it is. When you're campaigning and revving people up, you can say whatever. Hype man. I'm gonna release all the Epstein files on deal. You can say all of
Yeah.
those things when you're
And then
campaigning,
when it gets like,
and then when you get behind
come on,
closed
come on,
doors
come on,
and
come on,
and
come on.
and you start to see
Sit down
what's
here.
going on,
Sit. I said sit down
and the
here.
powers that be.
Let me tell you what you would say right now.
Exactly. So you tend to
Because
govern
on one hand,
differently.
I'm not sure if the current government supports like the international order law of how you go into war or when you should go into war unilaterally, especially for a sovereign nation like Iran. Obviously, like there's a lot of crime happening. There's a lot of crime happening on from the government to its people, and just how it pushes terrorism and it finances a lot of things across the world. But yeah, I couldn't really put my hand on if the current government is in support, is not in support, especially in a situation where you're just unilaterally deciding to just throw bombs on military leaders of a sovereign country.
So here's what Marcano was probably thinking. It's like, okay, so Iran wants to build bombs and weapons that can go intercontinental and get to North America. If they can get to the US, chances that they can probably get to Canada. So if US is willing to do the dirty work of stopping those guys, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna throw any kind of wrench in the plan. I'm just gonna say my line the way my lawyers and communications people have told me to say it, and that's it.
Because I think Anita Anand said like she was standing with like the UAE and other Middle East countries to sort of go against the attack, like they would say.
Is that
But
what Anita said?
yeah, I don't know. Like I think there
Also, is
was a
she
bit.
contradicting Mark, or?
That's what I was like. I'm not sure if like there's a clear statement of support. The only thing I could think about is yes, there's a safety of hey, if there's a nuclear weapon, if they're long range missiles, if they're just going to have a powerful army that can do stuff across continent. Uh Canada might just be one of those people that we might need to go back and sign that NORAD or whatever deal. Like we might need to just get all of
Yeah,
those things
in place.
in place. The other flip side I was thinking about is I need to just show like, hey man, all right, I'm not opposing, I'm not jumping in, but I'll just say the ally line or just say the written line from America so that maybe that
Yeah,
will help in Kuzma negotiation. So I don't try to like feel like I'm always antagonizing
yeah,
anything the US is doing.
yeah. I feel like that. You pick your battles. I feel like Mark was like, this is not a battle I'm willing to pick. At least not this time.
No,
So
this time and Canadian Iranian well like those are from Iran and live in Canada and have become Canadians or even permanent residents and temporary residents and so on and so forth. They seem a bit relieved, although some may be unsure what's going to happen to their relatives still stuck there. What would
yeah,
like succession look like? But again, it's one of those things where McCartney is just looking at all the pros and cons. It's like it doesn't make sense to just start up a freedom fighter movement of
yeah,
international laws that were broken. Sovereign nations should not be attacked unilaterally.
yeah,
This kind of things need to go into the UN for discussion. And but then once you start discussing the UN again, the surprise element, you never get the Ayatollah, the president, and all the people that are leading to build all of
yeah.
this.
That element of surprise, to an extent, is needed for things like this. I mean, there's going to be many questions. It's like, who gets to dictate who can develop what kinds of weapons? Like,
China and US, I
right?
guess.
Man, the world is
I mean, it was surprising to me because my Saturday was supposed to be chill. I was sleeping, I wake up, and next thing wait, are we already in a full blown war? And I'm hearing it's going to take a couple of weeks. This is probably what Russia Ukraine started like. It took a couple of weeks. Now we're celebrating what 3 year anniversary, 4 year
4 years.
anniversary.
Yeah,
Like,
4 years.
think about it, right? So these are things that you would go campaign and say, hey, we're not going to be in any unnecessary wars. We're not going to be doing all of these things, X, Y, and Z. But
Yeah,
we find ourselves here, and a lot of news went under the rug just because Saturday happened.
yeah, man. Just it's still going on. It's still going on. So to be interesting to monitor that one closely and see where things land.
But anyways, how was your
Yeah,
own week? Like anything?
I mean the week was generally good. I mean
Fair.
Canada, this winter cycle has been something.
I mean, it's a good time to start a podcast on Canada politics.
Yeah, man. You think you're out of the weeds of winter, and then the next thing you know, it's like -20. I'm like, where did that come from? Like, it was just sunny and +7 the other day. Like, just going
And it
back.
was like it was what Saturday was chill. Today was rigidly
Cold.
freezing.
Yeah,
Rigidly freezing. Like everything just froze up overnight.
yeah,
And
yeah. I don't get anyway. Like, and then yeah, the
it's
snow,
just
the amount of snow we got
yes,
this winter was also, one year you're like, okay, I'll get the snow clearing services, and then there's like two snowfalls. You're like, okay, $600 later.
$600 later.
Like they only came twice.
They only came
And you're like, okay, I'm not
twice.
gonna get the service, and then every other day it snows. So it's been
No, the snow season is wild. Luckily, like for me, the other day I cleared the snow. Also helped my neighbor clear his snow too. Just trying to be a good neighbor because my neighbor's been good to me for the past couple months. So I was
yeah,
trying to do the same thing. So it wasn't bad. It was. I don't mind the snow if the weather is just like I'm not freezing.
yeah,
Like my ears are not cracking. My
yeah.
fingernails are fine. I can do everybody's snow in that weather. Like, and I probably don't have my sugar crash also too. I can do everybody. I can do everybody's snow in that weather.
Yeah,
But no, I don't think. If I let's see what next year's winter looks like, then I'll decide if I want to get a snow clearance
yeah.
service.
At this point, you have to think about snow clearing like insurance. Like you pray you don't need it, but you also don't want to not have it when you
When
need
you
it.
do need it, you never need it.
Well, you know what? Clearance snow is a workout. That's my workout.
Fair, fair.
Talking about snow and cold, that's like the one abundant natural resource we have in Canada.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna do a very shameless segue into my first story because
Okay.
we have a lot of cold, a lot
Okay.
of snow,
Okay.
and we know how important cold and this kind of frigid temperatures are for cooling down gas to become a liquid.
It's in a liquefy gas.
This is my chemical engineering speaking here.
All right.
You
Go for
have
it.
gas, you cool it down, it becomes a liquid, it becomes easier to ship it and sell it
Do you
to
know actually?
people.
I don't know what liquefied gas is.
It's just gas that's cooled down.
There's no way that is gas and
That's
is
it.
liquid at the same time.
It's liquefied natural gas. You take it, you cool it down to, you know,
It's like telling me liquefied oxygen.
it's liquefied natural gas, and that's how when you get it back to when you get it to your destination,
Yeah.
it goes through a process called regasification.
Oh, you make it back to natural gas.
Exactly.
Again.
So it goes back to gas, and then you can use it to heat your homes, generate energy, whatnot. So, for a country that has an abundance of gas
Mm-hmm.
inside of it,
Okay.
and also has an abundance
Natural.
of cold, without even trying,
All right. All right.
you would think that the natural course of life will dictate that we start to liquefy some of that gas and sell to countries that.
I thought we already do that though.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read the first story. St. John LNG terminal receives its first shipment from Australia. Oh, shipment of what? So the latest shipment of liquefied natural gas to the St. John LNG terminal
That's wild that Australia has liquefied natural
traveled
gas.
all the way from Australia. How many thousand kilometers? I don't know, 25,000, who knows?
Wait, at this rate, maybe we should call Nigeria to
In
ship
what
gas.
is believed to be the first shipment of the resource from the country to the East Coast. The the tanker left Australia on January 23rd
Okay.
and arrived in St. John after more than 25,000 kilometers for the trip.
25,000, is it what you said?
Kilometers for the trip. It came by sea.
See, yeah. Wait, and which company is managing, like, doing the importing of this gas?
Which company?
Does it say, or is it just like
Yeah, so the
Newfoundland?
St. John LNG, which is a Canadian limited partnership owned by Repsol. I'm not
That's
sure.
crazy that it's better for us to.
No, I don't know about better for us.
No, I'm saying it's like, again, if a company is importing, that means financially it's better for them to import from all the way from Australia than import from
Or than to
Alberta.
just dig down into our own ground. And I'm trying to figure out where this Repsol country is from. How do you,
Repsol country.
how do you, like, which country Repsol is from?
Probably like a North American.
No, well, it says it's a limited partnership, so I'm guessing it's non-Canadian with some Canadian partners. Um,
Or probably just like a group of LPs.
it's also possible. Yeah, let's see Repsol offices. I'm just gonna go on their website.
Is this Repsol SA?
Repsol. Yeah.
Is it South African?
It's a Spanish multinational energy and
Okay.
chemical company based in Madrid.
Oh wow.
Based in Madrid.
There you go. So I mean, this story just gets even more interesting.
So we don't have. I thought we had
A
Enbridge.
European
So,
company
wait. Don't we
is
have
bringing
Enbridge gas that goes
natural
through
gas from
everybody's?
Australia into Canada
Imagine if Enbridge
that we
goes
will
and
now
buys
sell to the
this,
US.
and then oh man, no. Come on, yo, come on. Australia should be buying. Australia is not even a cold.
Like right now, it's not even cold in Australia, is it? Like, because it's flipped, right? When it's cold here, it's
It's
warmer
warm
there.
there. Yeah, when it's warm there, it's cold here.
And somehow they're shipping us natural gas that's been liquefied.
I actually don't understand what's going on, especially for Newfoundland and Jones, because obviously they're on the coast, which is very, very far from BC, but it's not as far as Australia.
Yeah, definitely not
Yeah,
as
like,
far as
if you're
Australia.
coming, like the rigmarole you have to do to come from Australia, you have to go either around South Africa and come back up to Newfoundland, or maybe go all the way to the top, come back down to Newfoundland, maybe go to the Arctic.
I don't
The
know.
rigmarole you have to do, except they have a pipeline.
It came on a ship.
Man, we need to do something like this. This rigmarole will be the same as, okay, let's ship it to Vancouver, use a ship, go all the way and come back to Newfoundland. Why can't we just get stuff that goes from Alberta, obviously, which is where most of the
Well, I mean, now you see why I have the position that Mark Carney does a lot of talking and signing papers
No, this is
and
really
not
just
so much action.
coincidental. That
How is it coincidental? This happened in January. He's been in power for almost a year now.
you know, it's true. And this Pierre had a really good talk about this, where he says, like, one of the things that we one of the things that happens with Canada is we put a lot of, we sort of tie our hands at our back in some cases, right? We put a lot of issues like tariffs, like doing things to our natural gas is probably like permits.
Yeah,
We probably have like caps. We
regulations.
probably have regulations. And probably for the good, low key, like to make sure that we don't have a lot of people just coming to just dig.
When you say
like,
for the good, just flash back to all these, philosophy 101 courses. Oh, you have a train track, and if you go right, you kill this pregnant woman. If you go left, like, I'm like,
it's true, but again, in our economy, those regulations don't make sense.
yeah, they don't.
They don't make sense just because in an economy where everyone is trying to ensure they have sovereign, like, and this is one thing I would say about Pierre's speech I listened to, which was really good. I think he was saying, like, basically something about having undeniable leverage
Yeah,
is what he was pushing for, because everyone else has leverage but Canada in some sense, because we are not fully utilizing some of the
we
things
tie our hands at our backs and show up to the fight.
and show
you're
up
like,
to it, right?
what are you expecting to happen?
So in this new like world order, and which Makani has spoken about, that we're entering a new phase of world order and so on and so forth, we need to make sure we're unleashing our economy.
Yeah.
So maybe those taxes, or those um what do you call those, like the permits to do critical mineral. He has some really good ideas. That how about we just issue permits to mine critical minerals and have a reserve of critical minerals, because we know eventually the way the world is going with AI and technology, critical minerals will
It'll
be
be very critical.
they will be extra critical. It's even like, and having that reserve would probably help Canada in the long run. I really love that idea.
Yeah.
And also allowing the pipeline from Alberta to BC and Alberta to our East Coast is also a good idea. Now the logistics of how all of that would happen is probably why, if Australia already has a ship of
Okay,
LNG.
you're thinking of, I mean, here's the thing. Nobody expects the government to go build pipelines. I think when the government starts building pipelines, that's when we run into trouble.
Yes, but the thing I'm saying is like how we can start and allow people to start building pipelines for, let's say, Alberta to BC. But that pipeline is not going to come online for maybe a year, 2 years.
Yeah, but guess what? Canadians will be employed.
Canadians will be employed, but we'll still be bringing in LNG from Australia as they.
See, I will happily let that, like, be okay with LNG coming from Australia as long as there's a plan for Canadian LNG to, one, be distributed within Canada, but also be sold outside of
You know
Canada.
what McCartney will tell you, and that's why we signed an MOU
Paper
with.
talk,
No. It's like,
letters.
hey,
It's
government.
not. It's not. The MOU itself was the most handicapped MOU. You talk about handicapping yourself. It's like, hey, Daniel Smith, come. Let's tie your legs and your hands together behind your back, but let's announce this MOU. Like it has no teeth. Yeah.
I think what would eventually happen, I would say, this year Makani would allow exporting of, especially LNG off of the north coast of BC. I think that would happen. Political pressure is already there.
Why do we have to pressurize our leader to do the
Again,
common
it's
sense thing?
political pressure that has put us in a space where the trade-off for climate change and economic sovereignty and leverage is now like, it's one of those things where it's like, hey man, like it used to be very cheap to to advocate and push for climate change. Now it's getting expensive for people right now. It's getting expensive. So how about we still have things going in a very, very climate conscious manner, but allow for energy generation, allow for energy industrialization and exporting of our energy, critical minerals, and so on and so forth.
I mean, so Macron is in. He was in India. I don't know
I think they're
if
going
he's
on
still there.
I think they're going on the India trip to again sign more allies.
Let me read this headline. Energy hungry India tells Mark Carney, we are willing to buy whatever Canada is offering. And what does he go and do? Sign
They
more
signed it.
papers.
No, he signed it. He didn't sign anything about energy. Really, he signed the paper, which is pretty to your point. He signed the paper about what is it? Academic research.
Uh,
Uh,
it's this was the funniest story to read on CBC News of all places. India needs oil, they need natural gas, they need uranium, and they need it as quickly as possible.
yeah,
Right? It's a massive country. They have great ambitions. What, like, obviously we have to be careful with how we treat some of these things, especially when you talk of uranium and um, how important it is for nuclear weapons. But
yeah.
Canada has all of those things. We have.
But do you know the crazy thing? It takes us what 10 years to get a permit, or 15 years to get it. Like I think Pierre Poilievre was saying something on his speech. It takes about, yeah, it takes years either way to get a permit to start a mine,
That's just wild,
and
man.
then to mine the
That is
critical
wild.
minerals. And it's probably because there are like 10 different permitting structures you have to go through. It's not just a federal thing. There's also the provincial jurisdiction. There's also um I believe there's also like municipal, First Nations, and so on and so forth. Right. So just that whole convoluted permitting process is is one of the things that handicaps us for uranium, for critical cobalt, and so on
Yeah,
and so forth.
that's. I think. I mean, if a country like India, like the size of that market, if they're telling you, guys, what can you sell to us?
It's like, how about we
Something,
sign an understanding?
something is wrong somewhere. Like we should be the ones going. Like, so what was he showing up to? That, like my question is, what was he showing up to do if he had no products to sell?
No, he does. So what I think, and this is something I'm going to still give McCartney grace on. The hand he was dealt was not a productive hand. So now, working your way to productivity and manufacturing and industrialization in a country that was very, very stifled, it takes, you're not just going to all of a sudden just say, by a stroke of a pen, all regulations zero. Like, it's going to cause a lot of chaos. You have to get like legislation. You have to do a lot of consultation because you're dealing with a massive government.
Yeah, I don't share that grace you give Mark Carney, partly because he was advisor number one
But
to
the
JT.
amount of things he has done, the amount of, like, again, is not okay. Let me use the right word you're saying. The amount of talking he's been doing
Yeah,
is good. Like, and it's not going to. If you're doing 4 years of talking, then yeah, you lose me there.
I mean he's almost 1 year has been checked
Yeah,
off this
almost
list.
1 year, but again, 1 year of talking, but also 1 year of doing a lot of things, like on the like
No,
them.
no, no. It's all talk and all signing papers. That's it. It was the same in South Korea. Like it's just the same everywhere he goes. He just signs. In some cases, the paper he's signing contains the same text that was there
That
before.
was
So let's not deceive
yeah, like there's
ourselves.
the idea that he has not signed any um um new bilateral agreement,
Yeah,
which is pretty much, hey, since maybe Harper's time or whatever time is there. But one of the things I know, like within our nation, for example, interprovincial barriers almost gone, almost.
have you even read what he did on that? Like,
I mean,
all he
like,
did was tell the provinces to figure it out. Like, he did not do jack there. And right now, so far, only Ontario and I think Nova Scotia are even doing
no,
anything.
no, a lot of them have been doing a few
Oh,
things, right?
we
Like
can go find the exact text of his.
he's not. Again, federal government can. One of the things with Canada is the thing is the federal government cannot just jump into provincial territory and do whatever they want. Like it's that's the thing with Canada and our federation. We need to allow. McCartney needs to encourage and incentivize the provinces to come together and say, "Hey, let's do this one Canada Building Act." And if you can get again, you need a leader that can rally those people. You can't just say all of a sudden BC start shipping LNG off of the north coast of your border, like, or like without any. You're going to just create a bunch of frenemies and enemies and roadblocks of every agenda. You need a leader that will be able to rally everybody on a one Canada agenda
What I
and
hear is
push.
that we need somebody who can negotiate better than Mark Carney.
No, no, no. We need. I don't know who else. Like McCartney has been doing a lot of good negotiation in general, but it could be faster. Don't get me wrong. But the reason I'm giving him grace, one, first 4 year into politics.
No,
Two,
no, no, no.
yeah,
All these McCartney has deceived all of you with
no, no, no.
his.
It's the
Oh,
first four
I'm
year
an
into.
outsider. I'm not a
He's actually an
politician. Oh,
outsider. Maybe
please,
Bank of Canada, like
please.
his success in Bank of Canada, yeah, sure. But like in terms of dealing with provincial and municipal and all of the levels of government that need very, very intricate, like leadership is the way I would even put it. Like leadership is the main thing that.
Canadians need leadership. That's his first assignment. He needs to be a leader to Canadians. He needs to tell us what is on, like, what is the current state of things, what is his vision for where we're going to, and what should we be doing to get there, right? So him making these external agreements in quotes, because they're not agreements that are like acting towards anything. It's great giving a speech in Davos, sure. Give more speeches in Canada.
One thing I will say that he can do that does not have any international ramifications is like, and Pierre called this out as home building, which is like building the like homes in Canada should be something up McCartney's alley, and 1 year is enough to have a plan that should be in full execution.
Yeah. I mean, usually people come in and they're like, okay, where's low hanging fruit? Where can I get some quick wins? In his case, I'm like, I'm trying to find these quick wins, man. I'm like, they're just nowhere to be found.
No, like home building is where he can basically start. They should have started
Yeah,
like
but it doesn't seem to be on his radar.
it doesn't seem to be on his radar. Obviously, finding is tricky, but it's something that you should have like a picture of here's what is happening. It doesn't seem like there's anything happening other than giving more money to municipalities and provinces, which I'm not sure if that's the right tactic to do. I thought they would be like the modular homes he was talking about. I don't know, maybe because he got roasted for it and he just kept quiet and something. Like you need to just have like bold things to do, especially things that don't have any. You don't need to go sign bilateral agreement to build homes in Canada.
No,
And I like
we
that part.
have
Pierre called
the
that
wood.
out. So basically, we have everything to be able to get constructions going. We just need to politic from provincial, federal, provincial, municipal, all get on board, and we start pushing out these houses.
But so I mean, he's the prime minister, so he has some sort of leverage he can use to get these people to the table to talk
The only thing is
and
like
to
most
get
of the
them
time,
to
leverage
act.
sounds like he has money to give them, which is I think that's the unfortunate thing because you're not dishing out money to get leverage. It's almost like to get out of the hole, you're digging a hole. Some
I
more.
mean, leverage does not have to be money. Like it could be there. I'm sure there are other things he can. He, that's the thing with negotiation. Like it give and take. Like you can't just not negotiate because you don't want to offer something. Like
Most of the time, all they want from federal government is money. There's nothing else they want from federal government. Like, what do you want the federal government to do? It's like give you more people. More. It's like more. Give me the money. I'll figure it out from here.
well, what do they need the money for? Right. That could be a good first question. What are some of those things they need the money for?
Healthcare. They will talk about taxes. They'll
Okay,
talk
well,
about
how can we relieve some of the pressure on their healthcare system or on their like you can keep drilling down to find out, okay, here is where I can help you. Without
maybe
giving you money, I can help you with this and it will directly impact this problem you're having. Now can you help me with my LNG problem?
maybe that's what they've been doing for the 1 year because
For
I don't
one whole year, bro.
no a few things you can be doing for the 1 year like across Canada is a large
Oh
country.
my
Like
goodness. Yeah,
it's a
landmass, sure.
no, but also in like
Canada is from a population standpoint, we're at 10% of the US.
yeah, but I'm saying just like but the jurisdictions
They've
are
also
a
had a
lot.
president for 1 year, by the way.
Yeah, but also the same thing is like you see, everybody needs to look at their 1 year and you would find something to critique about. You
Sure.
find a lot to critique. But what I would say about Carney is because the other day I saw like they were doing like a speech in Brampton, I believe, talking about like targeting financial crime on a higher level. I think those are like some of the things you're talking about. The municipalities are complaining. There are a lot of thugs that are using financial crime and crypto and technology to just extort businesses and so on and so forth. Maybe having financial regulation on the federal level and on RCMP level with federal scheduled banks and come to solve that problem for a municipal government. And then in turn asking the municipal government to, hey, you
To
know
build
what,
some affordable homes.
let's build some affordable homes or what now I've helped you with this. Although you not see a fruit of this, but at least use federal powers to push for collaboration between the banks and the police and the justice system.
Yeah, I mean,
1 year is see 1 year. Some that's why sometimes I'm not really sure that this whole 4 year democratic system usually is.
what do you want, 47 years?
No, no, no. I don't want 47 years. Before they come and blow off my candy way, it's like,
Yeah,
you'll be somewhere next thing is. But like we need, if you look at 1 year,
yeah.
1 year with very, very unpredictable situations, global economy, like you're dealing with a global economy that you cannot like think about it. When Carney was the Bank of Canada governor, it was it was a crisis of a large magnitude, but there was a predictability to how this would go. But there's a lot of unpredictability, right? You have global world order just going up in flames, US and China, whatever. You have artificial intelligence just shaking up everything in terms of employment and workforce. You just have like like what else? Wars that are unending,
But
left,
none
right.
of these things are new, though. There has always been wars. Technology has always been advancing at a rapid pace and disrupting multiple industries.
Yeah, but you've just not had
World
it.
order,
You've just
U.S.,
not had
China,
all
like,
three of them just be so unpredictable. Everything. So
I don't know.
dealing with what I would say is Carney can do a lot of things that are not affecting Canada internally. Fixing those things and just seeing those wins would help. And I agree with you. Maybe those are the quick wins that should start to just come out of the way. Hey, here's what we've done and here are the results. But the international and the global economics, the 1 year I would say is justified. Building a reputation, it takes more than 1 year. It takes more than 1 year for people to start it. Now, you're talking about India coming to ask us, hey, we're ready. Well,
Even not already, they've always been
no,
ready.
they've always been ready, but like the relationship they had with Canada was not a good one, right? So building up that
Okay, what
rapport,
changed?
Carney.
So you just switch prime ministers, and all of a sudden,
No, you have a
India is
prime
no
minister that
longer
is talking like
interfering in our elections.
yeah,
And
yeah. Basically, you have a prime minister that is respecting a sovereign government like India, not just thinking that the prime minister is holier than thou and just calling out everybody left, right. It's like, look, there are intricacies when it comes to global economics and global social politics. You need to just understand and respect that and navigate that properly, especially when you're fighting for Canadians. So you have a prime minister that is like that, and then also encouraging like deals, encouraging economic trade, and so on and so forth. So I'll see that is helping, and now India is coming to the table. China has already come to the table. They've released the affordable cars that we should that can be imported, and then also Canada has also been able to export some of their own canola seeds and so on and so
yeah,
forth.
I guess starting today, there's some free trade going on between Canada and
Hey,
China. You
that's
can go vacation with the CCP if you want for free,
no,
visa free.
you don't have to. You don't have to go to the CCP, but you can walk into China, do some deals, sell your products, even import some products to Canada. It's you're talking about what has Marcani done. That will probably not. It takes. He took him a year to get it done.
To get what done? Free trade with
No,
China.
to get like an agreement in place with China, compared to like how many years it took to destroy a relationship that we had with China.
So that's what he's doing, like
No, I'm just saying like
repairing relationships with China and
repairing
India.
relationships, opening up like closed like trade routes.
I think the problem is that maybe during the election cycle, just because of how quick it was, it, I don't think Canadians painted a picture of here is why we are voting for Mark Carney. It was just more so, oh, we don't want to end up like the US. Let's.
To be honest, I'll still vote for McCartney now.
I know, but I wish we had like a like a 12-month or at least a 6-month election like campaigning cycle for everybody who is running for prime minister to tell us this is what you're voting for if you vote me. Because if Mark Carney said, oh yeah, all I'm gonna do is repair my relationship or repair Canada's relationship with China and India, yeah, no, like I'll pass on that. Like, like, and that most people in their first year of their term,
Yeah.
they try to hit on some of the things that the campaign done to get some, like, once again, where's the low hanging fruit? Where can we get some quick win? So if this is an indication of what Mark Carney's tenure is going to look like, repairing relationships that will have long term, like, I'm like, okay, sure, like, it'd be good to have good relationships, but
It's good to have good relationship.
in
Also invest like generate like what a capital intensive budget. So the thing is that there's money for people that want to do stuff in Canada in general. You know what? Actually, I have a hot take. Makani should go and sign an agreement with Anthropic now that Anthropic is out
they're
of.
kicking them out
They're
of.
kicking out like basically like just sign an agreement and it will really help a lot of things in our like efficiency
McCartney is
journey.
hitching his wagon to Cohere. Oh,
Yeah.
I
But
don't know. I
anyways,
don't know how that will go down.
we should go sign Anthropic, man. So we have leverage on an AI world front. But what I was saying is like Carney has actually set up a lot of capital intensive budgets for people to build infrastructure, to build homes. In his budget, that's one of the things that they give him flack for. That is just heavily deficit in general, but operationally is balanced. Is going to be balanced. eventually.
Now you're speaking like a
No,
politician.
no, no. I'm saying opportunity is going to be balanced, but now, like with the capital he's putting in,
Like, why should Canadians care about any of that?
it's you're right. Eventually, you would have to break it down to what the results are. Again, as a leader, you have to create it, like you're saying, create a way so that when people are coming, there's money already allocated for this kind of work to support. And then if he's able to get the agenda for the economic zones, where he's able to just, again, the conservatives are partnering with the liberals on that wherever all of these things have been economic zones, one permit system, quick like infrastructure building, like, so there's already money allocated for this. It's easier, it's better to do the planning and the budgeting for all of this so that when it's time to execute in year two that we're going into, it's all execution. I would say I'll start to critique Carney on two things. If at the end of year two it's still all talk, because my brother, you have
Yeah,
years is
halfway,
half
fifty
time
percent gone.
and you are
Yeah,
still all talk. And secondly, if he's still going for all this majority, we have a working parliament as ready to work on behalf of Canada. If it's a minority liberal government, but the conservatives are willing to work, utilize that to get an agenda across for the next 3 to 4 years.
yeah. We'll have to keep a close eye on what our boy Mark is doing in office. But I think there are some gaps, in my opinion, that are starting to show with the election we had last year. Um, it was all rhetoric, elbows up or axe the tags or whatever. Like each
Not
side
even with
was
the elbows
was
up, we didn't
saying,
even win the
saying,
hockey Olympics, man. The way US has been using us to crack jokes this
bruh,
week is not funny, yo. It's not
like
funny.
we need to get some
It's
wins.
not
We,
funny,
we need to
man.
get
It's not
some
funny.
wins
And they come and be playing for our Canadian teams. We should ban. How about we ban US players from
from playing
Canadian
in.
soccer hockey
Well,
teams?
then all the Canadian teams will probably crash out of NHL.
We ban all the US players because you, man, didn't treat, because cracking jokes left, right, and center at our expense. It was wild though. Anything else happening in?
We'll do one more Marcani
Okay.
energy, not energy, but like trade story, and then there's a couple like apparently the government of Canada now cares about men's health, so we can talk
Eh,
about that.
eh,
Um, but Kuzma, Japan is saying that Kuzma is a critical condition for increased auto manufacturing in Canada.
see, please. You know what is a critical condition?
What
You have a Chinese competitor now in Canada. BYDs are coming to
are they
Canada.
coming to make them here though?
Yeah, China said they don't mind creating factories for producing. I'm telling you, like, see, Kanye, don't be playing sleeping on, like, he has his people, like, so don't be sleeping on him,
I'll
like,
believe it when I see
when you see it.
it. What they're gonna announce a 7-year plan to build a factory in Canada.
The BYDs are gonna be built. See, that's the next.
What like
The only reason that they're not announcing it again, these are 5G chess.
because it's going to impact
It's
Kuzma
gonna
negotiations. Okay,
exactly.
well, it's going to impact Kuzma, and Japan is like, well, if Kuzma doesn't happen, then we too we cannot come and
See,
manufacture in Canada.
don't worry. Canada is gonna be BYDs only. That's all we like. At this point, like, I don't. There's no. If you want to come and be saying you have leverage, it's time to just show that we also have
What
leverage.
is our leverage, China?
BYD,
Okay,
literally BYD.
BYD is our leverage.
BYD. Once they start producing them in Canada, bruv, all of you start to come. All those lobbying people you're paying, you fire them and you come and start talking real. Because again, he can't really talk about BYD factories in Canada. One, Kuzma is already. If you just mention BYDs in Canada, Kuzma is dead on arrival.
I mean,
Dead on arrival. So you have to just have that hint of BYDs floating to have a leverage Kuzma. Because if they want to remove BYD factories from Canada, then they have to give something up. They have to bring something in. Like, why would we just,
and if we've learned anything from the last few weeks, when Donald doesn't like what the country is doing,
hey, we're gonna be elbows up. How about that, Makani? We're gonna be elbows up. All those critical millionaires, we're gonna convert them.
in Maduro, them,
we're gonna,
uh,
we're gonna. There's no way we're going to carry Makani to FBI holding facilities. We're going to elbows up. That one, our elbows up for it. But right now, like, again, Ikani is obviously being astute politician. He's also being very, very peculiar. Very, very like he's thinking about what he's saying when he's putting things out, and he has a good grip on his party. So, which puts him in a good position to order like everything that he wants. So, even though he has told China has indicated they don't mind building factories in Canada, I'm pretty sure Kanye will like that right off the bat. But for now,
Well, of course, he will. Like, I mean, another major facility shut down in Canada, and they're moving their operations to the U.S. 200 workers out of work in
yeah. So
small southwestern Ontario. So, what, we're going to replace them with another
yeah,
foreign manufacturer that's
no,
building
but
things?
you can get the foreign manufacturers, but you would also hire Canadian workers as part of the like.
Yeah, same with that plant. Diageo. I don't know how they pronounce it, but like 200 workers, southwestern Ontario. They closed up shop in Canada and they're moving south. So
Yeah,
it's like, okay, yeah, sure, they can come make BYDs here, and then all of a sudden they have different incentives, and they shut that down.
no. Like China,
Okay,
they don't shut down so
yeah,
easily. They don't shut down so easily.
I like your.
They don't shut down so easily. See, they have been going hardcore in Mexico, in Africa. They don't just come and shut down. The only thing I just want to make sure that they are hiring Canadian workers, and also they are also supporting the Canadian economy, not just importing workforce and labor and materials externally, but using Canadian steel, using Canadian minerals, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. I like your optimism with
Again,
some of these
Kanye
deals,
is
but
building
I don't know.
leverage.
All my spidey senses go up whenever
Right?
Kanye announces something.
No, Kanye, I think he will probably announce something with India. Also, too, China is the main one, obviously, because they're the biggest other than US in terms of trade. But hopefully something comes out of this India trip. It would be nice if there's more of like India investing in Canada, not just buying Canadian, but coming to Canada to invest and also build factories or whatever they want to use.
I mean, they're trying to build multiple nuclear plants there, so I don't know if. Well, who knows? They have a lot of people, so I'm sure there's enough love to go around. Okay, so something maybe lighter. The federal government is looking for input on a health strategy for men and boys. So up until June 1st, um, answers can be submitted. So they're trying to launch a national conversation, if you will, to inform a future strategy on men's and boys' health.
Why are we launching to inform for the future?
I'm glad you cut on that
No,
because
no.
everything this government
They
seems
don't,
to
they
do
don't need to make it. They
is
should just call
so
me, man.
saturated in
We
like
cut out sugar from all
bureau.
the men's diets. We cut it out. We cut it out. And it's like, no, I'm so big on the issue is the sugar in our food. Processed sugar in our food is the problem.
Okay,
It's a big driving factor.
tell us all
I'm
about
telling
it.
you, like, I will tell you personally, since I cut off the sugar, processed sugar to be specific, my my focus on health have been.
What is unprocessed sugar?
What is good question you asked? You see, unprocessed sugars. I'll still say we should limit them. Like obviously, natural occurring sugars. We have like the guavas. We have like dates, maple, which is Canadian, like pride, and so on and so forth. But all these like really, really like unnatural additives and highly processed like sugars and carbs, diet plays a huge part. They should figure out a way to even like in US they have like a whole new and they've redone their whole diet
Yeah, the food
food
pyramid.
pyramid
Yeah,
for eating just because it plays a whole part from health to mental health and so on and so forth. And also too, unfortunately we have a lot of cold here. They can do something about the cold. Like sugar and cold.
sugar. I mean, there's probably a few more like sugar. That's gonna be a tough sell because
Yeah, I know you're like you might not be getting on that program, especially if it comes from Makani to
yeah,
cut out
and
the sugars. But
pick
sugars
up.
is one of the things they need to. But March is mental health month, so the only issue I'll give them is like there's no need to feature this, and
Yeah, there's need to launch an initiative to inform a future
it's like
strategy
look, we
about
have the mental health month right now. Let's be doing something.
and there are things that they can do. I
Okay.
mean, they can probably catch up to what Europe is doing with like food dyes and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
Eliminate the food
like,
dyes.
there is no need to like, especially when the idea of the food dyes is to make the thing appealing for human. I'm like, okay, we don't need you to sell us on nutrition.
Yeah, the initial, and also too, like we're too reliant on what the FDA says in US. Like we approve after the FDA. We do our own investigations in some cases after the FDA has completed their own. Like I'm like, dude, let's
Take some ownership
take
of
some
this.
ownership on
Yeah,
this
like,
and deviate from that. But also, it's probably because of the border and
yeah,
the fact that it's
people
hard
probably just
to.
lobby both ways. Like, well, they
Yeah.
already got approved here. We want to sell the
So
same thing
yeah,
across North America.
yeah.
But yeah, they should cut off all the
Food
food dyes,
dyes.
coloring,
Okay.
and all of those things for sure.
Things that it was them like I saw what do you call that vanilla like when
The extract, yeah.
vanilla extract. Do you know like most of the vanilla extract is not vanilla extract?
Oh yeah, like if you go to Walmart and
You
there's the vanilla extract. It's like a massive bottle, and then there's organic vanilla extract. It's one tiny bottle like this, and it's like 5 times the price.
I'm like, so what is in that other?
Oh,
What is in what you call vanilla extract?
I forget how they even word these things. It's like natural essence of something. I'm like, they just word it in a way that,
Natural flavors
yeah,
made from chemicals.
yeah, they're trying to simulate them. It's like when you see imitation crab in your sushi. I'm like, what do you mean imitation crab? You
It's
couldn't
like
find crabs.
it's a beyond crab, my guy.
Beyond crab meat here.
But yeah, let them remove the food dyes, the colorings.
Yeah, food dyes, colorings for sure need to go. I think there's room for not reduced, they should just eliminate some kind of processing of certain foods. Any food that can stay on the shelf for more than 1 week, let's say, is not real food.
Yeah, done something. Also, like most of this fast food too, we probably should. One thing I noticed, I don't know if it's a recent addition though, but kudos to Health Canada or whoever is the food agency. They've been tagging a lot of these
Oh yeah, like
items. I don't know if
high
it's new.
sugar,
High sugar,
high caffeine,
high caffeine, high fat, high sodium.
yeah.
Is this something new?
It has always been there. I think you're just more conscious of it.
Yeah, man. Since I got off the sugar, man, my eyes are open, y'all. Like I start to see the labels everywhere, and it's.
I mean, I'll push them. Health Canada has done, and I think CFIA too was involved in some of these studies where they identify certain things like alcohol as carcinogens, but they always cave to the lobbyists and they refuse to label it as such.
And they
So
just put it on their website.
yeah, they bury it on their website somewhere to avoid liability, but they should be labeling stuff like that.
They should be. They should be. Most of the things that also like talking about men's health, most of the things that we consume or the drugs that like are just so like addictive or talking also about men's health, gambling. Like we need to
I mean,
if
the
you
government of Ontario makes a lot
the
of money from
government of
gambling. I don't know if
Ontario.
gambling is gonna
If
go
you
away.
if and fair, but these are things that like again they're underlying problems that affect mental health that we
Yeah.
can deal with as a society and we can try to get ahead of. Obviously counseling resources and having community like having creating a way for men's community very like promoting that supporting that sponsoring that across the nation across the province and across the city is something that we should advocate for.
I mean, specific to men's health, I would say men find a lot of I don't know if it's value is what I'm looking for in being able to work and provide for their family, being able to protect their family, and protecting quotes because really we should have safe communities.
Fair.
Um, but when you take away some of those things, the ability to work,
I mean, I don't know if government can do much about that. AI is taking away those things, so maybe we should figure out a way to police the AI for the health of men.
AI can, yeah,
I mean, AI at this point, maybe we should teach men how to prompt AI engineering
to do what though?
to be useful in an AI world.
I think definition of useful in an AI world is still up in the air because is our jobs now just going to be prompting? Like
Oh yeah,
I don't think that's the goal of like I don't think that's the end state of
I think we should go back to
blue collar work. I mean, once AI inhabits robots, then we're gonna have an issue with that. Um,
But example, and to be fair, like we're also quite. I feel like we're still quite far away from like AI building houses or AI
Except in
like
China.
being
AI built house in China.
Not AI, but robots.
or like AI being like I don't know blacksmiths or mechanics or plumbers.
Yeah, we're definitely a couple decades away from AI taking over blue collar work, but it's coming.
Yeah, but also maybe we champion those.
Yeah, we can
A lot of
champion.
men in the
Yeah,
big color work industry champion
let's
those
fund the colleges and
and the trade schools
polytechnics,
and so
trade
on and so
schools.
forth.
Yeah,
Yeah, like for men's health, again, community is very, very important, is what I'll start with. Lifestyle changes, diets, and you said like some of those additives that we need to, and some of the substances that are being abused
yeah,
from alcohol to drugs and so on and so forth. A lot of those things contribute a huge ton
yeah.
to mental health. And then obviously we need to make sure that we have accessibility to therapists, counselors, and make it norm like a norm for men to
Like normalize therapy,
yeah normalize or just normalize seeking like
seeking help.
count
I
seeking
think
help.
normalize seeking help.
Yeah, yeah,
I have
yeah.
my thoughts about therapy.
So
I'm gonna hold them to myself for now until I'm able to fine tune them.
until you're able to fine tune them, the literally like because there's a rampant rise in a lot of issues when it comes to men, just in general, in this economy and society and so on and so forth. But I'll say let's start with sugars. As always.
Sugars, additives,
Sugars are the drugs that
yeah.
we're forgotten about or we're friends with.
Um, one more story, and then we wrap up. Try and decide which one to go
The
to
one we
here.
should go back is the one we talked about Alberta last week.
Yes, we can wrap up with Alberta.
Because
So
Alberta came off, I saw 8 billion or 8.1 billion deficit, and man was giving me yeah excuse as to
there is no pathway to balancing that budget.
for the next 3 years 9.4.
No, I'm trying to find the link to that one.
Like Alberta, man, like what happened to their I thought
They have a law, so they have to essentially break that law to pass this budget.
man, that's crazy. Because I thought they had an Alberta sovereign fund or something like that,
So
where they're using all the
so we created these fiscal restraint rules, and they're breaking them. To find money, the province is also removing able-bodied people from income support after 6 months, and
what?
and they're increasing senior income thresholds for benefits.
What?
So essentially, if you're able-bodied after 6 months, you have to figure something else out.
Wait, what were they doing before? Were they
So
just
like you just indefinitely you can, as long as you, I think as long as you're applying for jobs, you can get some sort of income support if you're out of work. But they're saying if you're able-bodied,
what? I
then
mean, see,
but it's the same
next,
across the
next
country. It's not just
it's the same
yeah.
across the country. We need to figure out if we're ready for a world where AI does a lot of math. Because we saw like there was huge layoffs this week
Block. Yeah,
that are attributed to AI. Now think about we're talking about deficit and not being able to sustain just Alberta, and Alberta has a booming oil industry
yeah,
and still has a deficit that's saying that they're claiming that is due to population increase that is not turning into any economic growth. But you've had an economic growth for a long time, you cannot sustain population increase. And now think about a country that cannot sustain population that we have with an AI like windfall of job loss.
yeah. Like it's. I mean, when the internet came, there was a lot of you know doom and gloom prophecies around what will happen and all the jobs that will be lost and how blah blah blah, and somehow the human race managed to figure it out. I think with AI it's going to be the same. um AI will, I mean, it will rapidly change how we do things and how we operate. But I don't know. I'm fairly optimistic that AI will not result in the end of the human race.
I don't think it results in the end of the human race. Don't get me wrong. But I think the systems that we have now would not be able to bear the load of the disruption that AI is having. Because you're thinking about, for example, unemployment
Yeah.
insurance, right? I think back in the days when internet came, there was a lot of retraining and funding was going to retraining. I'm not sure what the retraining would look like in this world, if you will. And then if you're not having a lot of degrees or pivoting to new careers and new types of jobs and retraining on those jobs that may not be high paying, we need to think about if our systems are able to handle this kind of, because what
Well, I
I'm
mean, AI is hopefully gonna drive down the cost of production of goods and services. So yes, there will be maybe a higher level of unemployment, but the cost of living should, in theory, come down.
and that's what I'm saying with Alberta. Like in theory, the high economic and population growth should have increased taxes revenue that they collected.
How do they collect taxes
Yeah,
now?
they still have provincial
Five
tax that you have to
percent or
give.
whatever. Yeah,
There's still
like
5% tax. There's
it's
also
a
still
fraction of what Ontario and
this is a
Quebec are
fraction,
collecting.
but there's also
Maybe they should raise the.
that's
I will never advocate for raising
yeah.
taxes, but
Daniel Smith will have to resign literally
yeah, she
before
would rather get a deficit than raise taxes.
so something was there was no fiscal responsibility within 1 year. And remember last year they already started dropping down immigration levels. So there's either like poor planning and you should pray fire the finance whoever it was
Yeah,
managing.
somebody has to.
Yeah,
Who's
somebody has
like,
to because you made the whole feast about this and how
yeah,
you're balancing the budget and how you have a surplus and how you're trying to get to your sovereign fund of 250 billion, I think, in by 2050. So um this is really unacceptable. And it's also funny that Smith came and just gave the prep talk last week and then now sends the finance minister to drop the bomb.
yeah, it's come announce this one
9 billion is not bad, except they're doing some financial gymnastics to even get to 9 billion.
to reduce that number. Yeah, I mean they probably are. That's just the nature of.
Because now you're removing employment checks, you're raising retirement benefits, you're dropping retirement benefits. Your next thing is healthcare, that's where you're gonna be on the chopping block.
Education.
Next thing education, so on and so forth. So
Yeah, I mean, there's Albertans. We're gonna have to figure something out for Alberta because Alberta is such a revenue generating province in Ontario in Canada with not as many people as Ontario and Quebec. Um, so it would be painful to see Alberta start going down this path. Um, yeah,
then
it's also supposed to be like a tech hub too. So I don't know.
oh yeah, maybe they can do something with their AI and oil
Yeah, I
partnership.
mean they're building a massive data center
Yeah, so like
in
Kevin
Alberta.
O'Leary is trying
Yeah.
to do some what O'Leary Valleys or Mr. Wonderful Valley. I'm like, dude,
That
man.
guy's trying to be the Donald Trump of Canada, man.
You know when you're trying to just put your hands in every single thing, hoping one of them just blows. YouTube, banking, data centers. Well, big ups to him. Hey, he's working hard or working smart or working.
He's just trying to beat the whole AI thing, just like the rest of us. Just like the rest of us. Meanwhile, the Canadian government, their AI is not working because they are increasing the cost of getting a passport.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
The, how is passport the next way we're going to make money? Like, how is increasing passport a revenue generating idea? Like, sometimes maybe their AI is working because you're asking AI, how do we increase
how
it?
do we? Yeah, but like, I mean, they should be able to figure out a way to be reducing the cost of making those things,
Yeah, but
especially
it's
as
like,
they make more.
yeah, but if you think about it,
Economies of scale.
if you reduce the cost and increase the price,
You make money.
you make
You
money for
pocket the rest.
you forget the difference.
See,
So
that's the Marcani banking genius.
that's what they're doing. But yeah, like hopefully I can. Maybe I should go get a passport before I extend my passport, so I don't have to deal with IRCC. But it's crazy that like we're thinking about increasing. Also, who's traveling in this economy?
People are traveling. I mean, there's how many Canadians got stuck in Cuba? How many Canadians got stuck in Mexico?
Oh yeah, Mexico also happened this week.
Man, I'm like, so many.
Mexico happened. What?
Yeah, El
Is this
Mencho. Yeah,
eventually?
yeah.
Yeah.
It happened. It happened in the last 7 days.
Crazy. Crazy.
The world is moving so quickly.
Because the world is moving quickly, and WestJet is not picking you guys.
Yeah, the government says they're not going to exfiltrate
See,
anybody that the commercial
at
flights
this
should
point,
figure
man,
it out.
Canada does not have money to be doing charity. So let's just put it that way.
Yeah, but we're still doing charity. Didn't we just announce how many million or billion
Oh yeah,
dollars?
so like
recently?
$8 billion to Ukraine. That one I was confused, but I just really do hope it's predated. That
They're just announcing
the way Kanye is always announcing the same paper.
the same paper. Like, I just went to Korea, we signed papers. What is on the paper is the
It's
exact
the same
thing.
paper from last year. It's like we're just going to recommit our $8 billion
Guy.
to the war in Ukraine, and so on. Or maybe they just 8 billion in kind. Like maybe you have a bunch of things that are about to expire, and you
Man,
said that war should stop, man. That war should
needs to
stop.
stop. It
Like
needs to
at this point, like it's just
Yeah.
come
Killing
on,
people
yo.
for no reason.
Come on, yo.
Yeah. For no
Anyways.
reason. All right, well, I think that's going to be it. I don't know if you guys could tell. This was a
Man.
tired episode.
This was we tried. At least one thing I would say is we're going to be consistent.
We are going to be consistent.
We're going to
This
be
would have been one
consistent.
that would have been easy to cancel. But
We're going to be consistent.
yeah.
And then say, good. Anyways, have a good one, y'all. Enjoy your week. Hopefully
Enjoy your
nothing
week.
crazy happens again. Let's take it chill, y'all.
Or at least crazy for good. Like
Crazy for
something
good.
exciting that we come here
Maybe
like
Kanye just drills a borehole from Alberta to Quebec.
drill, baby, drill. The natural gas just everywhere.
Step out of your house, gas. Step out
That's
of your
it.
house.
And then we get like some sort of citizenship dividend. It's like just for being a citizen of Canada.
See, the way we're going to be
Here's
looking for
$10,000.
that, the way we're going to be, let's just be pragmatic here. We will probably just get all of this in the AI metaverse. But
Okay. Yeah, we'll
anyways,
see.
take it easy, y'all. Please.
Till next week.